Okay, I want to welcome everybody to our bi-monthly webinar. Appreciate you guys sitting in with us. My name is Darwin Couch, and I'm the sales executive for OCI Solutions. And the solutions part of OCI, we're charged with life insurance and annuities and long-term care and some disability. And we're trying to grow that side of our business. So every couple of weeks or so, we're going to bring you some webinars that are going to help you market products. We're not necessarily going to get in the weeds about these products. I think that conversation is more for you and I, or you and Nick, or you and Dan individually. We really want to talk about sales, because what's important to us is that when you get done with this webinar, you can sign off the webinar and pick up the phone and call a client or a prospect about this idea that we've given you. That's our goal. Just to tell you a little bit more about what's coming up in our webinars, we're really trying to grow these webinars. So if you like what you hear today, tell your fellow agents in your office. These will also be on our website. We'd really like to get a big audience for these webinars, because we think they're going to be very valuable to you guys in the future. Again, we're just talking about sales. But upcoming, we've got some great webinars on living benefits, and not everybody knows anything about living benefits. And we're going to talk to you about those, about what they are, how to explain them. Folks, this is a big, big opportunity in the life and asset-based product world. Because clients simply don't know about these extra benefits and policies today. And, we've got agents out there selling life insurance and annuity insurance that simply lead with living benefits, because everybody is worried about getting sick or long-term care, et cetera. And, those of you that write standalone LTC know how difficult that is. So this shows you how to maybe get a product that will do more than one thing, more than die. If you live, you can also utilize this product. So we're also upcoming, we're going to talk about annuities. If you're in control of the client and you're the trusted advisor, which most of you guys are, what we want to give you enough information that you're not shying away or referring your clients to someone else when they ask about something simple like what to do with the retirement money, or even CDs. What I've found with a lot of people I visited with, they just refer it next door. Well, we've got the experience here that we can solve those problems for you and your client very easily. And just think about it this way. What we're here to do is open up another stream of revenue that you're not getting today. And we'll take that thing from top to bottom and resolve it for you and keep your client happy. And I think you'd rather have your client, maintain his business within your agency than outside. So simply put, it's more commission for you and really no more work. So the last couple of times we focused on DI over the last month, and we've covered business owners DI and how to market DI. Again, those are on our website if you want to go back and listen to those. But today, we're going to talk a little bit about the easiest way to bring up life insurance. And I will tell you, I've been in the business, for over 25 years, so it's much easier for me than it is maybe somebody that's not that experienced. But when I was getting started in this business, that was the hardest thing for me to do, is how do I bring up life insurance? Because I'm just like everybody else, that I've got this wall that I don't know how to break down. And I'm telling you, the more you're in this business and the more you work with it, the easier it becomes to talk about life insurance, simply because, the value that it brings to your clients. So today we have Chris Martin, who's our Regional Vice President from John Hancock. And I'll just tell you this, I'm quite certain that Chris spends way more time working with John Hancock in the insurance business than he does playing golf, because I had the opportunity to play golf with him last week, and neither he or I are that good. So we know he's committed to his profession. So Chris, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, DC, for that glowing introduction. And yeah, you're absolutely right. what do they say about, not quitting your day job? I certainly won't be quitting my life insurance gig anytime soon to go on the PGA Tour, that's for sure. So, well, hey, I appreciate everybody for joining us today. Uh, Again, as DC mentioned, I'm the regional vice president for John Hancock. I'm out of Kansas City. I cover a handful of states in the central Midwest, and really excited to talk to you today about really what we consider to be the easiest way to bring up life insurance. And this has really it's gone back about 2.5 years, 3 years now, where we at John Hancock kind of looked at the life insurance industry from a high level and said, well, we really need to do something, and we really need to innovate in this space because, quite frankly, the way products are sold and even processed today, we've been doing it this way for a long time, and we need to have something that can kind of differentiate us from the marketplace. And so 2.5 years ago, we partnered with a company out of South Africa called Vitality. And it's the results and things that we've had over the last 2.5 years, the things that we've learned, and the way that we've been able to kind of change the conversation around life insurance has really been an eye-opener for all of us. And we're really excited to continue to talk about that and continue to grow that story. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to spend about 20 minutes or so there, give or take a few minutes, just kind of talking about what is this partnership with Vitality, how does it work, and then how is it changing the conversation? Because we really have learned a lot over the last 2.5 years since we've rolled it out. So whether you know a little bit about Vitality, you know nothing about Vitality, I think today, hopefully you'll take away at least something. And today's session, by the way, is not meant to be a end-all be-all on Vitality. You're not going to walk away from this next 20 minutes necessarily being an expert in Vitality and how we're talking about it and how we're selling it. But the hope is that it'll raise some interest. Hopefully there'll be some questions. We can certainly address those at the end of this, but we're also willing to follow up with everyone on this call afterwards and do a little bit deeper dive into Vitality to show you exactly how it can help your business and help build some revenue. So with that, I'm going to kind of jump right in. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. I'm sharing a website. We actually have a producer-based website, which is a great resource. It's jhredefininglife.com. And on this website, you can see, I just kind of like to start off here because I talk about how easy this program is. It's as simple as a client would come in and purchase normal life insurance like they always would. But then on top of that, we add this Vitality rider to any of their permanent policies, or it's also now offered as a rider on our term policy. And it's really as simple as 1, 2, and 3. They get points for doing all kinds of activities that most of our clients are already doing on a daily basis. So this would be things like going to the doctor on a regular basis, going to the dentist, getting preventative checkups, also getting some exercise, eating healthy, staying tobacco free. All of these things that our clients are doing on a daily basis to live a healthy and an active lifestyle, we're going to reward them for doing those things by giving them points. As they start to build up these points throughout the course of the year, they're going to achieve what we call a Vitality status. That status is going to be either bronze, silver, gold, or platinum. So it works very much like a hotel rewards program or like an airline rewards program. The more you stay, the more things you do, the higher points you get, and the higher status you can achieve. Then the third step in this process is by the higher status you achieve, you're actually going to receive two different rewards specifically. One would be we actually bring down your cost of insurance. So based on your silver, gold, or platinum status with us through the Vitality program, you're going to see a cost reduction in your insurance anywhere from 5 to 10 to up to 15%. And then on top of that, we've also built in a great suite of retail rewards that we are now sharing with the Vitality customers. So I'm going to flip over to just kind of walk through some of the retail benefits because, quite frankly, some of the retail benefits that we see are really what's helping to kind of open up this conversation around life insurance. So you can see that we're one of the only life insurance companies, or the only life insurance company now, to currently partner with Apple. And we do that in that we offer an Apple Watch to all of our Vitality policyholders for $25 plus tax. And again, there's a little bit more to that. We can certainly get into that. But we put you on a monthly payment plan. And then for every month that clients are achieving their fitness and their workout goals that they've set up for themselves throughout this Vitality program, we're actually going to make that payment for them at John Hancock. So at the end of the day, if you have an Apple Watch for $25 plus tax, you have the ability then to earn enough wellness credits throughout the month that John Hancock will pay for that watch for you. We're also, all of our policyholders get a complimentary Fitbit. So this is either whether they use the Apple Watch or a Fitbit or any of the hundreds of apps that are out there to track fitness, like Map My Run or Map My Ride or any of those types of apps. They all work with the technology that we have at John Hancock now to track this vitality benefit. You get you get points for all these things you're doing, whether you're cycling or taking a walk or playing a round of golf. And again, as I mentioned, we're going to offer a free complimentary Fitbit to everyone who is a Vitality member. Plus, we have discounts on Polar, Garmin, again, the Apple Watch benefit, like I mentioned. We also have a Vitality healthy food benefit where clients who are in the Vitality program can save up to $50 per month or up to $600 per year when they go to the grocery store and purchase healthy foods. So when they're buying fruits and vegetables and whole grains, again, we're just trying to incentivize people to live a healthy and an active lifestyle. And you can see that we've got over 16,000 stores nationwide currently that are part of this. And it sounds like we're getting ready to launch an additional grocery chain or two to this Vitality healthy food benefit. On our permanent policies and our term policies over $2 million of face amount or higher, we actually have half price off hotel stays with Hyatt hotels. I've used this benefit. I actually own a Vitality policy myself, and this is a great benefit as well. You get half price off Hyatt hotels, and then also cruise rewards. You can see Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Crystal Cruises. So some of these high-end cruise lines, you can receive a 30, 40, or 50% discount on those cruise lines. If you've got clients, most of our clients we talk about, they're traveling, they're staying at a Hyatt hotel, they're cruising frequently. The ability for them now to just receive deep discounts on those different things that they're already doing is just an added bonus of this new type of life insurance. We're really pretty excited about it. And again, our Vitality sales over the last 2 years have grown by 26%. And it's really a growth area for us here at John Hancock. And we're really excited to continue to talk about it. All right, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. Because we've had it for 2 years, we've actually learned quite a bit about how we're selling life insurance and how we're talking about life insurance. You can see here that, again, since 2016, our Vitality policies placed is up 62%. And really, that's amazing in an industry that's really relatively flat or even down. To be up 62% in Vitality policies placed is quite an amazing growth. And then, as I mentioned, our sales by premium are up 25%. And most of those are falling in with both our term products and then our Protection UL, which is our current assumption, low cost death benefit option. You can see that producers, one thing that we've really found is if a producer buys into the Vitality program and they actually purchase a policy on themselves, whether it's a term policy or a permanent policy, they've been able to sell almost double the amount of non-Vitality holder policies. And, I think the reason for that is because once you test drive it on yourself, now you know exactly how it works. You know how to log into the website. You know how to download the app to your smartphone. You know how to, kind of how everything, the inner workings of it. I actually have a policy, like I mentioned, on myself, and I've sold more Vitality policies by just showing people my app on my smartphone and how easy it is to collect points for doing the things that I've already mentioned, like going to the doctor, going to the dentist, tracking a workout here and there. And by doing those things and showing people how easy it is, it really does kind of change the conversation. And along the lines of changing the conversation, you might ask, okay, so, how is it changing the conversation? How is it making it easier to bring up? We have numerous examples, and these things may all seem kind of silly, but in a world where, really getting shelf space or kind of breaking through the noise is really as important as ever right now because there is so much noise. One producer had a great story where he went in to go visit with his cardiologist who he did, obviously on a regular basis. And he was a Vitality policy holder. So he was wearing his Apple Watch that he got for $25. His cardiologist walked in and he'd been wanting to get and work with his cardiologist as a client for a number of years, but it just never had worked out. So his cardiologist walked in and he noticed he was wearing an Apple Watch and he simply asked his cardiologist, hey, how much did you pay for your Apple Watch? And they started the conversation with, do you like it? What do you use it for? So they were kind of comparing. And then he finally said, well, how much did you pay for it? And the cardiologist kind of laughed at him and said, I don't know. I paid probably the same as you did. I probably paid, $400, $500 for my Apple Watch. And that's when the producer said, no, actually, I paid $25 plus tax for mine. And that just led to the conversation of, well, really, how did that happen? Well, it's through my life insurance. They're now rewarding me. And he basically worked that conversation into, hey, I'd love to take a look at your life insurance. I'm pretty sure it doesn't do that for you, but we could certainly take a look at it, see if it's still adequate coverage for you, if it's priced right, and if we could maybe get you with a company that would reward you. Well, come to find out, turn the page another month later, that cardiologist is now a client of his, not only on the insurance side, on the life insurance side, but this is a financial advisor who also does assets under management, and he now became a money management client for him as well. So those are the ways, and those are the easy little things. And again, it may sound silly, but those are the ways that we're kind of changing the conversation around life insurance. And again, this is someone who was not necessarily the biggest proponent of life insurance and didn't really feel comfortable bringing it up, but now we've given him the opportunity just through some of these retail rewards to start bringing up the conversation. You can also see that through our Vitality program, once we sell life insurance to one person, the spouse typically wants it, and that certainly was the case for me. My wife saw that I was now getting rewarded. I was getting Starbucks gift cards through my, frequent workouts. I was getting, the Apple Watch. I got a free Fitbit. Man, it made my wife inquire, why don't I have that type of insurance? So sure enough, we moved her over as well. And you better believe that, we're competitive, especially with each other. And she let me know that first year that she was the first one to get to platinum. It took me a couple weeks later. But you can see that spouses are more 15% more likely to reach that gold or platinum status. And that's just because typically there's some little bit of competition going. And we also see John Hancock Vitality customers amongst family members. And this has been one area that over the 2.5 years we've really been pleased with. More producers who are selling Vitality are getting more and better referrals from their current insurance clients. So, for example, someone who buys a life insurance product with Vitality, 8 out of 10 of those people are extremely happy with their purchase, which, again, we're talking about life insurance. Typically, prior to Vitality, people are not that excited about buying life insurance. It doesn't fall under the scope of, hey, this is something I'm really excited about. But now that we have this Vitality option, it kind of gamifies life insurance. We're rewarding them on a regular basis, and they're much more happy and are frequent referrers of family and friends. So this is another way to help grow your life insurance practice by referral. A lot of times producers will ask me too, they'll say, well, is it really hard to get to the silver, the gold, or the platinum status? And you can see that over the past 2.5 years, we've shown that of our almost 18,000 Vitality members that we have now at John Hancock, it's only taking an average of 57 days to get to silver. That's obviously out of 365 days in a year, right? So 57 days to get to silver. You can see it's just over 100 to get to gold. So this is something that it's not hard to achieve these status levels. You do have to do something a little extra, like I said, give us a little bit of info on, hey, I worked out, I ate right, I went to the doctor, some of those things, but overall it's very simple to do. You can also see that the average steps per day, the average American takes about 5,900 steps in a day, and the John Hancock Vitality members on average are just under 10,000 steps. And we know that there's a point break between 5,000, 10,000, and 15,000 steps. So that point break is at 10,000 steps, and most of our Vitality customers are trying to reach 10,000 steps per day, which is about 60% more steps than the average American would take. You can see that we've redeemed almost $1.5 million in what we would call kind of giveaway rewards. So every time you log 10 workouts, you get to spin the Vitality wheel on your phone. Your phone will just come up, it'll remind you, you spin the wheel, and you get a $5 Starbucks gift card. Again, it sounds silly, but based on human behavior, these things work, and these things continue to motivate people to not only stay involved with the program, but also to continue to want to achieve those next status levels. So it really is a great, great program. And again, Vitality's been doing this for 20 years. This isn't necessarily something that John Hancock made up. We just plugged into the Vitality platform. They are the worldwide leader in global wellness, and they've been doing this. And their science shows that if people are actually doing these things, like going to the doctor on a regular basis and getting some exercise, they're going to live on average 4 to 5 years longer. So now you have the ability to go and sell a product to your client that can actually extend their life expectancy, and that's a pretty good deal, something that we're actually very proud of here at John Hancock. Because really, besides your spouse and immediate family, who else should be most concerned about you living a long, healthy, happy life? It's your life insurance company. Again, I mentioned earlier, we're the only life insurer to partner with Apple, and in our Apple Watch benefit, And then 81% of Apple Watch users are hitting gold or platinum. So you can see that having that Apple Watch just creates even more engagement. And by the way, the one statistic I didn't mention was that our, the old type of insurance, you might be engaged with that, once a year when you get a bill as a consumer. The consumer gets a bill from the insurance company one time a year. That's their kind of engagement for the year. We're seeing engagement levels of over 22 times per month. So you can imagine how much more engagement there is. And obviously, every time that someone is engaging with their John Hancock life insurance policy, they're going to be thinking of, that financial advisor, that insurance producer, their insurance agent that actually sold them that policy, because they're very happy with getting rewarded and getting the benefits. I'll just kind of end here. Our customers, there's something out there called the Net Promoter Score. And I kind of joke tongue in cheek, before Vitality, we never tracked this at John Hancock. And there's probably a reason for that, because life insurance, this Net Promoter Score goes from minus 100 to a plus 100. And we never tracked it because life insurance always falls in the negative. It's always negative 40, negative 50. And now with the introduction of our Vitality benefit, our Net Promoter Score has jumped all the way up to positive 41. Actually, our last a shot at this, I think it was in the mid 40s now, which is an astronomical number for life insurance. There's no other life insurance company or product out there that's getting a Net Promoter Score in the 40s, positive 40s. And so, we're now kind of edging up on companies like Amazon and Google and Apple and some of those companies that have maybe 50, 60, 70 NPS. So it's something that we're tracking very closely. And again, I mean, the CSAT score, this is overall satisfaction with customers after they purchase the product. We're seeing a CSAT score of 81. So 8 out of 10 customers who buy this are extremely satisfied with the product. So, and they're referring, because of that, they're referring it out and talking to other folks. Now, I'll just end with one final story, and that is I had a producer in St. Louis. He's spent many, many years. He's been in the insurance business for over 30 years. And he was meeting with a matriarch in the family, selling her some additional insurance. She had been working a client of his for over 20 years. And she left that meeting where he sold her a survivorship policy for estate planning purposes, and it included the Vitality option. And she walked out of that meeting and she said, you know what? This is the first time I've actually bought something from you that when I walked away, I was really, really excited about it. And he kind of laughed and he said, well, I guess thank you. But the point being is that, clients are excited. She was really excited to kind of kickstart her Vitality program, to get the Fitbit, to start engaging and to move forward. So we really think that at John Hancock, this is something that is really the future of life insurance. We did sign a long-term deal with Vitality and an exclusive deal in the U.S., so you won't see one of our competitors coming out with a Vitality-specific option, but we do know that other competitors may come out with something like this, and we think that that's probably very possible here in the near future. But again, we're just excited to be kind of the first ones to go down this road. And we're already seeing again the growth in sales and whatnot. So with that being said, I know we're right at the 20 minutes or so that I was given for today's webinar. Again, not really meant to make you an expert in Vitality, but certainly wanted to just share some things that we're seeing over the first 2.5 years of having Vitality. And DC, I'll turn it back over to you. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions. But in the effort of keeping on a time schedule, I wanted to make sure that we sign off at an appropriate time.
Well, thank you so much. The thing that we like about it is if you just think about the clients today, and just get in your car and drive down the street, and how many people are riding bikes and running, and people today are trying to be healthy. And so what a great segue into a life insurance sale. It's just, they're proud of what they do, and they're certainly going to be proud to be a part of Vitality and actually get something back for that. So what a great segue in. We thank you so much for spending some time with us today, Chris. Appreciate it. And if you guys need any help, you'd like to visit with us, give us a call here at OCI at 402-330-8700. Ask for Nick Elbert, Darwin Couch, or Dan Dahl. Let's dive into this and let's go write some business this year. Chris, thank you so much for spending some time with us, and we'll talk to you all real soon. Bye-bye.